Good afternoon. Today's date is April 2nd, 2026. We will be reviewing the market position, the macro news bias, the set news report, and the trade I took today. We'll start off with the market position. So far, not much change. No change really, which is kind of crazy because the market shifted in total, 500 plus 500 points back up. Oops, I was looking at the wrong number. 100 points each way. Yeah, I was looking at ticks, not points. 100 points each way. So kind of crazy that you ended up ending break even basically on the day. As far as the macro news bias goes, yesterday Trump announced and addressed the nation, and it seemed like good news was already priced in, and that's why you saw this massive dump down. So if you're wondering why that happened, that's my take on that. Everyone was expecting good news, maybe potentially an end to the war. When it didn't happen and people started realizing it wasn't coming, the market reflected that. Also, in Trump's address, I don't know how this is helpful for the market, but he basically blamed everything on Iran. The high gas prices is Iran's fault. Everything's Iran's fault. Completely. I mean, what do you expect? So there's that. And no good news. He basically vowed. He said 2 to 3 weeks war will end. He's been saying that for a while. And he basically vowed that attack Iran even more. So, there's that. Take that how you will. Unemployment claims came out slightly better than expected. Tomorrow we have non-farm employment change and unemployment rate. I will not be trading tomorrow. Now let's get into the trade I took. Super unfortunate, by the way. Let me just say that. I'm not disappointed in myself. You know, it is what it is. So, obviously, AM session rallied. We filmed this hourly fair value gap. We fill this gap. Basically, the same thing happened on NQ. There is no SMT, so I'm not even going to bother showing that chart. We see this fair value gap get tapped into. We see 2-minute market structure break on this candle, 1-minute fair value gap filled. I ended up entering. This was my entry. This is the correct entry. Normally I would enter here, but I wanted some type of 5-minute confluence, and this wasn't my entry was that was the right price, just not the right candle. There we go. I was trying to pull it one tick down. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So 4 o'clock, you obviously the whole trade was in drawdown. 4 o'clock comes around. I'm like, all right, we're not going to see any movement today. I'll cut my losses at break even. Literally I think when did I do it? On this, I guess the end of this 345 candle. So 350, around 350, I maybe a tick or two higher than break even, but basically break even. I cut my losses, and typically after power hour from 3 to 4, you don't see much action. I should have I was fine cutting it. Maybe I should have waited, maybe I shouldn't have. I mean, obviously would have played it in my favor, but imagine the roles were reversed, I would be counting my lucky stars that I stopped out at that I exited at break even. And trading PM session is kind of tricky when it comes to stuff like that because you see I enter here, right? you see this and take the context in from my point of view. You guys are seeing the aftermath, but this is what it looked like. Okay? This is what it looked like. Most of the trades in drawdown, I'm fine cutting losses. Or I'm fine cutting that break even here. It didn't seem like we were coming for these highs. Just to give you some perspective. So I did end up getting out at break even, which is fine. Like I said, like I was saying before, PM session is a little tricky because I trade from 1 to 2 typically, 1250 ish. Once I start fully marking out the charts, I'll start trading. This was a little bit before around 12:45 I took this because I was on a little earlier. But nevertheless, PM session is a little tricky because sometimes PM session will move like it did here. And this is natural. This is not. Well, it's hard to say nothing's news. You can't say anything's not news driven in this market because always to some degree. But this wasn't like some tweet or anything that Trump made or some major news announcement. This was a natural move that ran 50 points past 1 p.m. So PM session is tricky for reasons like that. Sometimes you get absolute chop. Sometimes you get a very nice move. So, anyways, that's the trade for me. I doubt I'll be on here tomorrow making a trade recap unless something really good happens in the news. Unless something happens in the news or non-farm payroll is impacts the market deeply. So, enjoy your weekend. Easter Sunday. Yep, and that's it for me.